Don't blink. It's your boy Ink, controversial, because you're doing well, because having a wonderful day on this 2nd September 2005. I was supposed to take a break from Prison Break, but look at this. And of course we're filming it, so. Will you take a break for this? No way. No way. No way. We're gonna be filming. We got season 4, episode 2 of Prison Break. We're also gonna be playing more because, dude, I've been dying like a dumbass for no reason. Because I don't pay attention. That's the reason, but it's a secret. Made a mistake. Okay. So season 4, episode 2 is in Scylla. The band has to enter. No, I'm not gonna tell you because it's quite literally a spoiler. We got this guy who was in charge, and this is cool because we did see him from the get-go, right? We still don't know what Scylla is. We still don't know. We know it's a company black book, but I think it's more than that, and we still don't know what's going on. So then this guy tells the boss, like, yo, I know where Michael Schofield and Lincoln is, but then he's gonna go to jail, and guess what? He's gonna say, okay, well, guess they're completely gone, which is kind of insane because they just got bailed, which will lead them to what's his name? To Bennett, which will lead them to Sarah, which will lead them to Michael. So again, it's great, but it's not great because it's great because you show every step of the way. But every step of the way, it's only good if you do it once or twice. If you do it for the whole show, it's repetitive. They go to the meeting and they're told their mission, and they're told that also have to wear a ankle bracelet. So this is kind of intense, which is nuts. We have a debriefing. What's everybody takes on the company. Now this feels bad because Mahone has an opinion, Michael has an opinion, Lincoln has an opinion, but Sucre doesn't know and Bellic doesn't know, right? So this character doesn't know, and it's sad because you're kind of implying that some people are more important than other characters, but then there's also the what do you call it? I don't know. It's so odd because why bring characters that are loved because they're loved, but if you don't use them, you don't use them. Bellic is next to not used in this season. He has like a couple, if anything, of a good scene. Mahone revealed that he did work for the company. There's something called the card holder. And you know what one of them looks like. So this is kind of important, but at the same time, it's a feel bad thing because it's also it's again it's a case of how far can we pull it, right? Can we do it? What we have and what's the plan? And Mahone is there, but Mahone brings to the table information on who it is. You don't know how to do it. So this is I don't like this episode. I don't like this season because again, Michael feels like, oh my god, I'm such a badass. I'm such the leader, and I don't dislike Michael. I love Michael. I love Michael in season 1. I love him in season 2. Season 3 was okay, but season 4, it's like how much people change the 4th season, right? So Theo and his friends are leaving, and he's like, yo, his friend is like, we're hungry, and his friend literally wants to kill Theo, and this is a good scene though. Theo is carrying the season 4 so far. So Michael asks Sarah, hey, how's it going? Sarah is showing to do PTSD in a sense of she was injured, and now she has to go back in the wolf den. So this is kind of shitty. We have Mahone thinking about his family. We know that his family is dead, so this is kind of bad. And he goes after the company. So they have to break into this house, right? Which Michael is an expert in. So they say, okay, well, this is how's gonna break out. We learn that what is the alarm system. And it's kind of cool because everybody has an input. For example, Sarah says, well, this is the exact company, and this is what we're supposed to do. You know? Bellic try to... There's just so much uninteresting going on. It's not that it's not interesting, but there's so much things that I would have skipped. Myself, I would have skipped, right? So this is the guy that I was talking about. So this is the guy it's such a shitty thing because he's always getting bullied, and the character, is he the most charismatic? No. Is he the most deserving of not getting bullied? No. He's kind of an asshole. But at the same time, you treat people like, for example, Michael and Bellix weren't friends in season 3. They're friends now. Michael, Lincoln, and Mahone weren't friends. But Mahone and Lincoln, there's actually a really good reason. Mahone calls Lang and say, "Hey, I want to know who killed my son." And Mahone, with Lincoln, they had beef. Lincoln overheard Mahone said, "Hey, they killed my son." But then Lincoln learns that Mahone lost his son, and he feels bad for him. It's like, dude, that sucks. So this guy has a company where he can copy. So all they have to do is copy the cards, right? They don't have to steal a card, they just can copy the information on it, right? Which is kind of important. This is the first card holder, right? This is not him, this is him. So this is the guy that's in charge. We again don't know what he's doing. This is the first card holder. You learn that the card holder are leaders and different fields. So electricity, technology. So what they're thinking is the plot of the Scylla is to destroy the world, to rebuild it and make some money. So this is what they think the plot of Scylla is. There's no confirmation. I cannot tell you yes, no, maybe. I can't tell you. This is a really good scene. It's a really good scene. So they're starting to copy the card. Sucre backs down of a car crash or a car accident, right? And it's like, yo, you need to give me money. So what happened is, so he's next to the card, but the card isn't there. Now this is kind of cool because we know that this is not the person. The person who's in charge. See, that's the thing. I think the person who's in charge doesn't hold the card himself. And the way they call it the card, which is really smart, they call it like a nuclear code. They said the nuclear code would be too dangerous for a person to carry. So what they do is they give bits of information to different people, and then when you have all of these people together, they know how to do nuclear. They got nothing. We have this guy who Sif is helping him. This guy used to work for the company, right? And he did snitch on the company, but he wants more information. It's like, what is up with Scylla? What is their plan? And the guy's like, no, I paid my due to you. I don't owe you anything. And he said, no, I'm gonna help me. Again, the scene where the friend of Theo is trying to help him, but it's the scene of Theo's friend trying to kill him, to eat him. It's not great. The aftermath of this scene is straight phenomenal, straight bomb. Why? Because Theo says, why do you have to do something so stupid? Now I have to kill you. So Theo resists the impulses, and he literally eats his friend. So we have we have an housemate. The guys are staking the house. The guys being Michael and Lincoln, staking the house, and like, yo, there's a mate. That's our way in. So they're trying to bring Sarah in. What is Sarah doing right now? Anna is analyzing what Aldo said. So the thing with Aldo is he was close. He was one of the closest to Scylla, but we don't know what he said because he was afraid that people were gonna say. See, this is actually a really good thing. This is a really, really, really good thing. So, in itself, right? What happened is that Aldo had a lot of information on the company, right? He didn't want to involve his son. But when he saw what his son had became, it's like, okay, well, maybe he can take down the company. And this is basically it. I'm not sure what's his name. The killer comes in, and he's looking for, once again, he's looking for where Michael and Lincoln came, right? And then they're gonna have to say, okay, well, this guy posts bail, and it's Barrett that posts bail. Sarah goes in, and she drops the machine and the purse of the housemaid. And this is cool because this is the machine. She only has to copy the machine. Now, here's the problem with season 4. Sometimes, look at the moon. Look at the moon. It's gorgeous, right? It's gorgeous. I'm gonna show you. Sometimes in season 4, sometimes the analyzing thing is working from super far. Sometimes it's working from super close. So there's no definitive plot about that, right? And it sucks because you're like, okay, well, I'm trying to give myself an ID, but you guys are not helping me. There you go. Perfect. The moon. The moon, the moon. You know what's insane with the tower with nature corn? It's gonna be all gonna be useful later on. I almost died here. I paid attention. Okay, I'm gonna upgrade this one also. 1k. It's 1k. Yeah, go. 23 left, and I got 15 left. We're trying to buy the utility upgrade. So Michael is trying to get some time. They know where it is, so the card is. So they're trying to get the housemate to be in the same room, and this is this is very intelligent. So she's like, "Hey, I'm from this security company. There's a breach. Blah 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 blah. Can you please go into the house and we'll tell you where it is." So what the guy does is he's analyzing the signal. The closer they are, the better the signal is. So when they get into the room where the card is, they get a good signal. Say, okay, well, you have to make sure that she stayed there, which is a really good plot. A really good plot. So they get this, and this is a cool scene. They get Bellic to steal the purse, and Mahone to be the hero that doesn't steal the purse, right? But guess what? There's nothing there. This is really freaking cool. This is really cool. So this is incredible because, see, season 4 has some really good plot. It's just that it takes there. See, season 4 is half great, half really bad. This guy is checking out the number of cellmates, and there's supposed to be more cellmates. Like, okay, well, there's 2 missing, which is Lincoln and Michael. So somebody posts their bail. Who is it? Now we find that it's Barrett. So now they know that the housemate leave it in the house. If she left it in the house, if they find a machine, they're fucked. Because the machine is gonna take months to build. But for some, okay, so the plot is that they're gonna get together very soon. They plan to execute Scylla to be very soon, right? However, there's a problem, and that problem is what? That problem is that so this is actually really cool. There's this game that I love, Majora's Mask, right? Majora's Mask, there's this guy who gives you the main quest. He's like, yo, you got 3 days to give me what I need, and then I have to leave. Then 3 days the world goes down, so that's why you leave. With Safe, he said, hey, you have 1 day to show how much you're doing, because his boss is telling him, I don't believe in you. I don't believe in the program. And Safe said, please, sir, 1 more day. Please, sir, 1 more day. So because he's begging for 1 more days, the guy that's in charge of this, he said, okay, no problem. I'll give you 1 more day, but you have to give me result, otherwise this thing is cancelled. So if the guy's gonna bring, this is the cool thing. Geese. So annoying. So annoying. C'est outarde in English, and French. So this is really cool because they're so settled. The whole thing couldn't take place in 1 day, right? There's 6 cards, right? So here's the thing, and this is really interesting, and this is really good, really good writing. This is possibly one of the best writing I've seen in a while. So what happened is, the boss of Safe said, hey, you have 1 day to give me information, right? And Safe's like, hey, if you don't do it in 1 day, you're all going back to jail, right? If you're trying to run away, we have ankle monitor, you're fucked. So then you're like, okay, well, if we're doing it, we're good, right? But then they have 6 cards to do. So the whole thing, okay, so here's what I'm trying to say. It's quite complex, but it's smart. Give the boss of Safe, give him 1 day, right? Otherwise, you cut the funding. So because they give 1 day, the season would end. But because it's 6 card, the season continue. However, because they did find a card and because they did have some results, the boss of Safe is less on his back, which is good. Safe tells Michael, right, listen, you left the device there, we're kind of fucked. Michael is a de facto leader, so when Safe and him talk, it's bosses to bosses. So now they're talking about how they have to break in the house. After all, the first plan was not to break in the house, then it has to break in the house. They don't have a choice. So they divided the plan, and you got Michael that's working. It's really good. So what they do is they unlock an alarm on another house, and then the guards are all running to get the alarm, right? So they're all running to get the alarm, and this is kind of nuts because while they're busy with the other alarm, the guy comes in. There's a really good part where they go in the house to take the device. They find it kind of quick. However, Mahone see the picture of the son of the guy in question, and he thinks about Cameron. I miss Cam, you know? And it's like, oh, he's stuck in there. So this is bad. The guy found Bennett, and Bennett's kind of a good dude. He is kind of a good dude, so you don't want anything bad to happen. However, you know that things are not looking good for him. Tio is in San Diego, so he goes to the beach, and then there's a locker, right? So in the book, there's a locker with an address, and you see that. See, this is the thing. This is the thing, right? So the season 4 begin with Tio saying, "I'm as smart as Michael," and he hates it. We're the same person, and he hates it. And it's cool because Tio is really being smart here. So because Tio is really being smart here, you kind of buy the whole thing of we're the same person, you know, and it's actually a good thing. So he gets in. You see that there's a locker called B12. The notes that talk about the B12, talk about gate. This is kind of cool. This is kind of cool, right? So him was gonna be working for the company Gate before he was working for the company for okay. The plan, I think, was always to run away. The plan was always to run away. It was always to run away. He didn't intend to do anything for the boys. He didn't intend to help the company. He just wanted to run away. So when he did the passport, it was for that. And then when you look at it, the name on the thing is Gary Miller. The name on the passport that Sophia found was Gary Miller. And you know what's insane? This is why I don't like the show. This is brilliant. Sophia, the whole thing about Lincoln and her having a romance doesn't exist anymore. The whole thing about Lincoln being the best dad ever and wanting to be with LJ doesn't exist. What was the whole point of building that up? You know? So Tio finds the key, goes to the apartment where it's all paid for. There's a nice moment between Bellic and Sarah, because look, it's been a while since they see each other and they're a friend, which is I do like it. You got Michael and Sarah trying to fix the past, the broken past. They're trying to fix the situation. They're like, yo, you need to talk, I'm there. And it's like, yeah, but also if you need to talk, I'm there. But these parts are only for Sarah and Michael to be together, and they show that no matter what, they're a good relationship. So the whole point here, the whole purpose here is Michael is the main character. The whole purpose here is Michael being a good main character needs a reason to stay. The reason to stay is Sarah, you know? We don't care about why Cameron is staying. We don't. Sorry, Mahoney is staying to get his revenge. We don't care about why Sucre is staying. Sucre doesn't have a reason to stay. Just want, okay, so he has pardon. If he has pardon, he can be a father. Bellic, what reason that I have to say? You know, it's stupid. But Michael has it, and it's kind of cool because they have some chemistry, Michael and Sarah, and they're working together, which is kind of nice. Now we have the worst news possible. This guy finished to encrypt the card. You know, it's only one part, right? And there's 6 other cards. So that's kind of cool. We see that Gretchen is alive. It's time to torture her. So this is pretty bad. You know, this is the craziest thing. We don't care about Gretchen. She's a good character, but we don't care about her in the storyline. However, Mahone turned, Whistler turned, who else turned? I don't remember, but a lot of people turned, right? So it's implied that she's gonna turn. Lincoln said, "Hey, how are you feeling, bro? How are you feeling?" Lincoln comes in, and this is an important scene. This scene is all about establishing that Lincoln did see Michael have nosebleed. Why is it an important scene? Good question. You have to input the situation where Michael has nosebleed because Michael has a brain tumor, right? This is the whole purpose. His mother had a brain tumor. So Lincoln being aware of Michael bleeding is an excuse for them to be like, yo, my mama had that. Michael's in danger, right? That's pretty much it. Episode 3, Out of Breath. Oh, episode 2 was what? Yeah, Insula. So Michael is pissed because he's like, yo, the acting in the show is not great. It's always overact. For example, with Sarah, with Michael, it's always overact. So Michael is pissed, like, yo, you told us there was 1 key. There's not 1 key. There's 6 keys. I done my part. You owe us. But then the guy's like, no, I don't owe you. You were told to bring Scylla. You didn't bring Scylla. So until you bring Scylla, you're not gonna have anything but Scylla, right? And they're basically fighting. Um, Again, a bit overacted, but Agent Safe, I think, is a good actor though. So now they're chilling. They're chilling. This is him being bullied. He's being bullied by Lincoln, but they're chilling, right? We have input from Sarah, who's talking about she. So basically, what happened is, which is really good, is the device was in the house of Tuxborn, which was one of the card holder, for a long time. Because it was in the house of a card holder for a long time, she was able to get a lot of information. One of this information is the what should we call it? The schedule, I guess. Yeah, the schedule of the whole thing, of the guy. And she said, "Hey, there's a meeting tonight, and now they're gonna figure out where it is." So that's actually pretty cool. And there's a really cool scene here. There's a really really cool scene here. They don't know what it means, and there's an ad for penis pills, and they're gonna find a secret there. So this is actually a good thing. Mahone calls Lang, and she asks him to get the guy who killed his kid. He wants a picture to have his revenge, right? Sarah and Michaels are worried because there's more cards. That means more work. So there's like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the fact that there's always work? It's a good scene, but it's a bad scene because at the same time, it's Michael and Sarah. If you had Michael and Sarah in season 1, that's great. If you had Michael and Sarah in season 2, which we did, it's great. These two are great. You just took away Sarah for season 3, and that's one of the most important characters. So it doesn't make any sense. The Bennett is injected with truth serum, and the truth serum act as a hey, you have to do this for me. You have to do this for me. You have to do this for me. So that's actually pretty cool. It's actually really nice, actually. How many times can I say Ashley because before it gets annoying? I'm gonna go 2 or 3, 5 more. This is the boss of Dawn. This is the boss of Dawn that says, "Hey, you had enough times to pull the plug. Your project didn't work. Sorry, it didn't work. You're done." And it's like, "No, sir, I need to do it. I need to do it. There's something truly there. Please, sir, please allow me to continue." So that's basically it. We got more. It's like I said the email. What's kind of cool is it's actually a really good scene. It's actually a really good scene. They go into this place, right? And Sarah helps. Sarah pretends like she's a worker for the human resources, but she's just making the guy in front, the security guard, busy. So they steal the card and they go into the main house or the main information. So basically towers and towers of data. The hacker comes in. It's like, okay, well, let's get the information, right? However, they build the fire alarm. Because the fire alarm, they lock the door of the data. So that way, okay, so basically what they do is they block the doors and they suck out the oxygen. Fire needs oxygen to survive. It won't work. Michael's trying to get out. Lincoln comes in. Lincoln, big brawn. Lincoln takes a fireman axe and just shattered the window. Pretty freaking badass. Bellic and Sutre see that Sarah's in trouble and like, yo, they have to go. This is more of the guy torturing Bennett. It's good, but it's not great because the whole thing lasts like half of the show. Well, but a third of the show. But the only information that he gets, the only information that's important here is, oh, well, this is where he is. He only points out where Sarah is. So at the end, he squeal, then he gets shot. But at the point, this is 4th season. This is last season. We don't really care. We got Teabag living in luxury. He has the money of Cole Pfeiffer. He has the opinion of Cole Pfeiffer. Now, this is really, really cool. He has an entire life. You have an entire chance for something new. Nobody knows what Cole Pfeiffer looks like. Nobody knows who he is. So when Teabag comes in, it's like, oh my god, guess what? I'm Cole Pfeiffer. I have a good job. I have a lot of cash. And this is insane. I have a life. I have a second life. You're gonna be gone. I'm gonna bring the lights on. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna cook the food also. Tonight for dinner we have pizzas and fries. 12%. Yeah, 14%. Okay. That's our hurry. So Mahone goes in and he's like, "Yo, I got some star points, right?" And basically he says, "Oh, well, me and my kid, we could see the star point and we could see at certain time. So they have the time and they have the star points. By having the two, they can find a location, right?" And then Michael was like, "Yo, this is why I love having Mahone around. From now on, if people want to add something, they have to bring something." So Michael being the boss again, which I guess is good, but at the same time, I guess it's good. But at the same time, it's like it's coming from nowhere. Like when did you become so authoritative? You know. So Bellic, he says, "Yo, I don't know if I can get the card from. I don't know if I can make this mission. Right? Let's leave. Let's run away, the two of us." And Sucre is like, "Yo, I vouch for you. People believe in you, Bellic. How can you do that? How can you do that to the boys and Sarah?" Yeah. So they go in, and they find that it's really really cool. It's really 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 cool. So what they do is they find a place. Now, what they do is they do the star map, and they drill a hole in the star map. And because they drill a hole, they're able to see a couple of words. Those words together are the secret location of the meaning. And because it's a secret location of the meaning, they're able to get... Oh, I got it here. I didn't get it. I need to charge the phone. It's at 9%. But 85% are good. Now, there might be a overheating, but I don't think so. And for the fun, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this. Yep. It's the wrong wire, but who cares? I'm fat, guys. This is a small apartment. There's literal corridors, but I'm getting too fat for them. So there you go. And yeah, 12%. Okay. So I'm gonna have to hold the phone, but hey, I guess this is still good. So I have a plan. The plan is to hold the phone. That's a good plan, right? That's a great plan. And we'll soon leave for the TikTok live. Yep. I'm almost done here, so that's pretty good. We'll have to use this phone for the TikTok live. It's okay. Feel like upgrade. Oh, I'm dying. Holy shit. I'm dying. I'm a dumbass. I always wait last seconds to increase my shit. And I shouldn't do that. How much is this? 18. At least we have free attack upgrade and free defense up increase. Okay. So then what they do is they go away. Scythe is like, "Yo, you guys have to pack it in. The mission has failed, you pack it in." But the guys are not, no, we're so close. Please don't do that. It's like, I don't have a choice. You guys didn't do well enough. So now you have to pay the price. And it sort of is a grand thing, because by the mission failing, they're so close, and if they can get the mission, they can do anything. So now this is a really cool scene. They go out, they get chased, right? Everybody put themselves in the ways to slow them down, and only one person escaped. Guess who it is? If you guess the computer guy, you're wrong. Guess Sarah, you're right. She is. No, it's Michael Schofield. So he gets the pictures, and he gets what? He gets all 6 holders. So from here, we didn't know how many older there was. So this is kind of important. We got one of the most amazing scene ever. T-Bag calls in and says, "Hey, I want to talk about my sign-in bonus." Like, "Oh, well, we have to meet you." So then he calls the guy and said, "Hey, I want to meet you so I can have my sign-in bonus." It's like, "Yo, I never saw you." See, as the first time, he doesn't really think about becoming co-fifer. But then he wants to become co-fifer, and the salary is amazing, $75,000 a year, which is back then is a lot. Still a lot today. Ooh, we have a check. We have my Twitch payout. We have yeah, there you go. This is super cool. This is super cool. What's the next scene? It's just dumb. So there's little things that are dumb. The way they steal the taxi, like you don't believe it. They're not gangsters. They're not criminals. They're normal people, right? Yes, they got away from freaking Fox River, not by being criminal, by being smart, you know. So it just feels like too much. It just feels like overcharged. You don't believe it because it's so exaggerated. The acting is over exaggerated. The scenes are over exaggerated. So this is pretty much it. But guess what? It gets better. It gets better because when you just give it up, it's a good time. So we see there's six. This is how we know that there's six card. There's six card older. Michael gets them on camera. The back then camera was kind of shitty, right? So they use the camera and it's kind of shitty, so you don't see well. But then he tells Scythe like, "Yo, I just got your six card older," and he's like, "Okay, we're back on mission. We're back on mission." And that's pretty much it. So there's a really cool scene here. There's a really cool scene here. Mahone is pissed off, so he leaves. And the tech guy kind of said, "Where's he going with him? You think that's all is permitted? We need him." And why is that a cool scene? Well, it's a cool scene when you think about the implication of what Lincoln does after. Lincoln tells him, leave him alone. And Lincoln doesn't like Mahone. So this is Lincoln showing that he's understanding of the situation of Mahone, which is kind of nice, I have to say. 2 videos. Okay. So again, he's telling, please help me out, to the boss. To Don Scythe tells his boss, please help me out. I need more time. You know, you believe in me? 5%. Shit. Okay. Well, the rest of the final scene is what? The final scene is, there's 2 final scenes. Yeah, there's 2 final scenes. It's actually pretty good. I have to uncharge you and charge you instead. 4%. We've been recording for 2 hours, so it's normal. Please, I need you for a couple more seconds. Okay, so there's 3 scenes left. The first scene is Bennett being killed and then him telling where Sarah is. The second scene is Link saying to Mahone, like, "Yo, I know what happened, man. And I am sorry that this happened to you. And we're good. You don't owe me anything. I'm not pissed off at you anymore. You don't owe me anything. We're good." And it's a sweet scene. It's a sweet scene because they had beefs in season 2. And was it a normal beef? Yes, it was absolutely normal. There you go. We just bought every single thing. Good. Now, this is season 4, episode 3. That's pretty good. So I'm going to do a TikTok live, which is going to take us to 4:40. After 4:40, we're just going to end it. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. You see what I'm doing? I have to hold batteries here. Peace.